So you've been trying to launch your digital product and you have not figured out how to launch it and how to get it to successfully sell. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to my channel. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, get comfortable. If you are one of my subs, you guys know that I love you. Thank you for being here. If you are not familiar with who I am, my name is Treviana, and I have been in the digital products and digital marketing space for about 4 years. I did not start making money online until last year. It hasn't even been a full year, and I have made thousands of dollars in the online space from digital products that I've only created one time. So let's just go ahead and get started so I don't waste your time, because I know that this video is going to be a little extensive. I'm going to try for it not to be long, but if you don't have anything to write with, get something to write with. Let's get started. If you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at my notes. I'm working from an entire presentation. If you are in the Digital Product School community, the slide deck and the recording for this particular training is in your bundle. So you can check there if you want to go back to it and reference it for any reason. So if you've been endlessly scrolling through YouTube videos, feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of advice on digital products, you are in the right place, because I understand exactly what it feels like to overconsume and get stuck and caught in analysis paralysis and watching so many videos and still not knowing what to do and how to launch a digital product or how to get it to sell, right? This particular video is going to provide a clear, actionable starting point for you on how to create, and not just create, but sell your digital products without having to sell. So I'm going to teach you how to sell without selling. All right. I don't like to use the word selling. We are in the problem solving business, not in the selling business. All right. And so if you have not launched your first digital product yet, then stay tuned, because you're going to launch it in the next 30 days. I'm going to give you a full 30-day content plan for you to launch. If you have launched and you have not been able to sell your digital products, stay tuned, because I'm giving information on that too. But you want to watch my How to Sell Without Selling masterclass that is in the Done For You digital bundle. So before we get into any strategy, before we get into any tools that we'll be using, before we get into any platforms, we have to start at the starting point. Unfortunately, so many people feel that the starting point is the digital product, and the starting point is not the digital product. All right. So many people have a digital product and have not been able to get that digital product to sell. So I don't want you to think that that's where you start. You do not start with the digital product, right? I want you to use the following questions to identify the problems that you have solved for yourself and how you might have helped others, right? So your zone of genius is something that you know, something that you've learned, something that you have solved for yourself or helped somebody else solve in their life, okay? And in order for you to identify your zone of genius, these are the two questions that you are going to ask yourself. So the first question is, what is a challenge you've overcome that might still be a struggle for somebody else, right? That someone else might still be struggling with. So for example, managing your personal finances. If you have gotten out of debt, if you have cleared your credit, if you have managed to save $500, only making $17 an hour, that kind of thing, right? That's help that somebody else would appreciate, or information that somebody else would appreciate having. Right? And so that's a problem that you have solved for yourself that you could help somebody else solve. Also, things like meal prepping, meal planning, if you've changed your diet, if you have lost weight, those are all monetizable life experiences. And because you have gone through the journey and you are the example of the solution, that is your zone of genius. So question number 2 is going to be, what knowledge or skills do you naturally share with friends or family, right? So think things like resume writing, creating templates, designing graphics, writing engaging emails. Like, what is it that people come to you for help for the most, right? What is it that somebody calls you and says, hey, I need your help with this, or, something like that. Motivation. It can be so many different things. Your whole life is a monetizable life experience, right? You are the expert of your own experiences. You are the guru in your own life, right? And so there is somebody at step 1 waiting for you to show up to get them to step 2 when you have already gotten to step 10. All right. So that's how I want you to think about it. I want you to think, what is something that I help other people solve? What is something that I have solved for myself? And you're going to look at your target person from the perspective of, I am reaching out to help somebody that has the problem that I already had, or I am reaching out to help the previous version of me, right? So approaching it from the standpoint of, the person that needs my help is the previous version of me, and I'm showing up to help them. I'm showing up to give them what it is that I wish that I had. So this is your action step. I want you to write down 3 ways that you can package a solution with the information, the knowledge, the wisdom that you have. If you are having trouble with trying to figure out what you know that you can help somebody else solve, I want you to use your 100 plus monetizable life experiences spreadsheet that is in your Done For You Beginners digital bundle. I just need you to choose the top 3. After you choose your top 3, I want you to think about the one that resonates with you the most. If you do not find any on your 100 plus monetizable life experiences spreadsheet, I want you to go into Clarity to Coins. Clarity to Coins is in your digital bundle as well, and it's going to give you the ChatGPT prompt that you need and that you're able to fill in the blanks, give it to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT is going to give you the best topic for you, the best niche, and the best digital product that you can make the most money from. The easiest way to make sales in the digital space is to have something that someone already wants to buy, okay? And if you are solving a problem, then there's always someone that wants to solve their problem, right? There's always someone that's looking for a solution. So I want you to stick with the health, wealth, relationships, and lifestyle niches, because those niches are the most profitable and they have the most problems, right? And because we are human, more than likely there is something in one of those categories that we have survived and that we have gotten to the solution to that someone else is trying to figure out what to do and how to get there. So step 2 is going to be to pick your platform, right? Pick how you are going to communicate and deliver your content to your target audience, to your target person, right? So whether that be YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whether you choose to do a newsletter or a podcast, figure out where your target person actually lives. Where do they spend the most time? And then go there. Okay, I have made most of my money here on this platform, but I have also made thousands of dollars on other platforms as well, right? So you just have to know where your audience is most and what type of content do you want to share, whether it's going to be long form content, short form content, whether you want to be faceless, camera facing, that type of thing, right? So figure out where your audience is. YouTube specifically is a long form content platform. It is not a social media platform like most social media platforms. It is a search engine very similar to Google, right? When people come on to this platform, they're coming on for one of 2 things, entertainment or education. And so if someone is looking for education and you have that information, they're looking for that, right? So they're coming directly to you, right? So I want you to create a niche specific channel. So your YouTube channel needs to be niche specific, right? So what does that mean? So if you are going to be posting faceless content and you're going to have a theme page about celebrity gossip, you don't want your channel to be named moms with 10 kids kind of thing, right? No, you want it to speak directly to what your channel is going to be about, right? Then you're going to post simple, actionable videos, right? So things like 5 easy budget planning tips for beginners, right? That kind of thing. Actionable tips, actionable value, things that people can actually use to get a quick win from, right? So when somebody clicks out of your video, when somebody clicks off of your content, when somebody comes out of your podcast, they need to be able to take the information that you gave them, apply it, and get a quick win, all right? That's very important to be able to garner and build that relationship, that know, like, and trust factor. Because if I can take the information that you have given me and I can get this small win, I know that I can take the information that you're going to give me to make big wins. So you're going to use tools like Canva to create your thumbnails, okay? Canva has a bunch of different templates that you can use. You can customize it, add your pictures, add your fonts, change the font colors, everything. Use Canva. Canva is an absolutely 1000% free app. If you are a teacher or a student, you can get Canva Pro for free. If you are not a teacher or a student, Canva Pro, I think, is about $15. If you're posting to platforms like TikTok or Instagram, that is a short form content platform, right? So the attention span on platforms like Instagram and TikTok are shorter. So you don't want to do longer form content because you're going to lose the attention of your target person, right? And so the goal is to capture the attention at the beginning of the post with a hook and then keep them engaged for at least 60 seconds, right? And there's different ways that you can do that. Keeping them engaged, of course, with your overlay text hook, your verbal hook, captions on the screen, things moving around on the screen, changing your angles. Those are all things that you can do to keep your target person engaged for the short form content. But on those kind of platforms, you want to post things like behind the scenes, right? Clips of your product creation, clips of you talking about the journey of what you had to go through, okay? For me, I speak directly to my target person on the other platforms by literally just connecting with them from the standpoint of their pain points. So my target person is the past version of me, so I know what they're feeling. So I just talk to them about things that I already know that they are feeling, right? So in short form content, my videos usually go up to about 2 minutes, but I try to keep it under 2 minutes. You also want to use trending sounds and hashtags because that will help the algorithm push your video out even more. Whichever platform you choose to work on, you want to build your community first, right? Start nurturing, start building your audience, start building your community, start talking to your target person. I use the term audience very loosely because when you are a beginner, it can be a little overwhelming to think of an entire audience, especially when you're struggling just trying to come on and figure out this whole recording thing and doing all of this. Audience is just too much. So I like to just reference target person. So start building that relationship with your target person no matter what platform you are on, right? Start serving them, start posting content that they can use. Not just pitching a sale or leading them to the link in your description. You want to give them value, give them something, like I said earlier, that they can get a quick win from. And you can even ask your audience questions. So ask them what will be the most helpful for them. You're going to want to have a lead magnet. A lead magnet is essentially a digital product that someone can download either for free or very, very low ticket to kind of warm them up to the value that you already offer, right? So if they are coming across your content on any platform and they engage with your content, they are interested, right? They are showing you that, okay, this is information that I'm liking. Now, if you have a lead magnet, that lead magnet is going to qualify those people even more, right? So if you have, let's say you have a checklist or an ebook or a workbook as a lead magnet, whatever your niche is, if someone takes the time to download the lead magnet, they are looking for a solution, right? Those people are looking and seeking for their answers, but they're warming up to you. So they're not going to buy a mid or high ticket from you right away because they don't really know you, right? But a lead magnet should be low risk, high reward, right? So whenever they download their lead magnet, you want them to be able to, again, get a quick win, be able to apply and implement the things that is in or use your digital product to be able to go and solve their problem, okay? So always remember your lead magnet needs to be a quick win. Now, you do not want to offer a lead magnet, whether it's free or low ticket, unless you are collecting that person's email, okay? So in exchange for their contact information, preferably their email, because people feel more secure giving their emails, you want to get their email and their name, right, in exchange for that lead magnet. Okay, and you can set that up in your stand store or in your beacons, because you want to be able to start building your email list so that you can start nurturing and building that relationship on the back end. So now that you are building your email list, you want to start sending out email sequences, right? So you want to send out emails that are packed with value. You do not want to sell anything right away in your email list. So you're going to set up your automations that as soon as somebody opts in for your lead magnet, they're going to get a welcome email, something saying that you are excited, blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to follow up with a check-in email, basically asking them how they are liking the product so far, if they were able to access the product, how to maybe navigate the product, that kind of thing. The third email is probably going to be something along the lines of filled with value, right? How to use the digital product, answering frequently asked questions, things that most people probably ask that they might be thinking, but just haven't had the opportunity to ask, right? Then your fourth email, you want it to be, again, packed with value. Start talking to your community as if you guys were friends, because when you build that connection, then by the time you get to a place where you are ready to drop your offer, where you are ready to say, this is my main offer, this is what I have for you, they won't think twice about buying, because you have already started nurturing and building that relationship. Also, they were able to take that lead magnet that you gave them and get a quick win. So now you have built trust with them, right? So now that they've gotten that quick win, if you start that email sequence and by the fifth or sixth day, you start teasing the main offer, saying that you have something special coming, you're working on something special to help them in an even bigger, larger capacity. By the time you drop your main offer, you're going to have people that are ready to buy. I know this is a sensitive topic for most, but I need you to stop being afraid of getting in front of the camera, okay? I know, I already know. And I know because I was you. I was terrified of getting in front of the camera. But when you are able to get in front of the camera and speak to your target person, they can feel your energy. They feel connected to you. They feel like you guys are building a relationship. That is what you need in order to be able to convert them into a paying customer, okay? So I know it's uncomfortable in the beginning. It is just like a muscle. Practice it. You have to work the muscle in order for the muscle to be able to become comfortable with doing the thing, right? It was not easy for me to sit across from the screen and talk on this phone. I promise you it was not. I tell you guys that all the time in my videos, but I need you to shift your mindset. So I'm going to give you some phrases and some mindset shifts that you can remember anytime you are creating your content. The first one is, I need you to remember you're not speaking to the world. You are helping one person, right? So remember when I said target person, you are helping one person, all right? Not a target audience. You are showing up to help one person. That one person, God put under your stewardship. God trusts you enough to be able to use the experience that you went through to help that person get from where they are to where they are trying to go, right? So you're not talking to the world. You're talking to a target person. And then I want you to think about the fact that perfection is not required, but progress is, right? So every time you record, your only goal is to be just a little bit better, a little bit more natural, a little bit more fluid. Maybe your body posture could have been a little bit better. You could have sat up a little better. Maybe you keep water because you're going to be talking, right? Set yourself up for success. You don't have to be perfect in the first few videos. In fact, your first few videos are probably going to suck. My first few videos were terrible, right? And I'm still not the best at recording videos, but what do? I get on here and I give you guys the content as is, right? Because what's most important is the value, right? What's most important is the fact that you are showing up, not the fact that the video is perfect. It will get better with time because you're going to be learning with time. So give yourself grace and know that it does not have to be perfect. So some practical ways that you can set yourself up for success when you are preparing to record is, one, remember that you do not have to post everything that you record. Maybe for the first 2 weeks to a month, you just make it a point to get in front of the camera and start talking about anything, right? And just observe yourself, right? And start to improve every day that you practice. So set out a couple of days a week to make sure that I'm going to practice talking in front of the camera, because then the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. There's going to be a point where you're going to record and you're going to feel like, oh, okay, I can post this. I feel good about posting this, right? And sometimes you have to post it even when you don't feel good about posting it. Sometimes it just needs to be posted, okay? Just get it out there into the world, and then you just learn from that experience. Also, people like to see you be natural, right? People like to see rawness, right? There was a time where I would edit everything. Like if I would mess up or if I would say something that just didn't sound right, or I couldn't really formulate my thought, I would stop the video and then start all over again. You don't have to do that, right? You don't have to do that, because one, you can mess up. It's okay to mess up, right? Mess up, and if it's a huge mess up, that can be edited out, right? So don't be afraid to mess up. Also, you can write a loose script. I am not a script type of person. I like key points. I like to have key points that I can go off of. But just write a loose script, things that you are going to discuss on your videos, or on your podcast, or on whatever it is, right? And use those as talking points. You can also use things like teleprompters if that is what you are into. They have apps that have that you can use a teleprompter. You can use voiceovers. There's a few different ways that you can do it, but just set yourself up for success. I also have a 14-day confidence on camera challenge that is inside of your Done For You Digital Beginners bundle. I always say it backwards. I think it's Done For You Beginners Digital, or Digital Beginners. Either way, it's in your Done For You bundle. And it's a 14-day challenge so that you can practice. It gives you prompts on things that you can talk about in your videos. I want you to launch your digital product finally in the next 30 days, right? And I want you to get to your first sale within the next 60 days. All right. So days 1 through 5, you're going to define your niche and your target person. Okay. You're going to use the questions that I've given you to clarify your problem solving focus. If you are still struggling with identifying your problem solving focus, or the problem that you're going to help somebody solve, or the monetizable life experiences in your Done For You digital bundle, you have everything that you need in there. Like I said, the 100 plus monetizable life experiences spreadsheet. You have your Clarity to Coins ChatGPT prompts. You also have Starting From Scratch ebook that is literally going to give you everything you need to identify what it is that you need to be talking about, who your target person is, what their pain points are, and all of the things, okay? In that bundle is everything that I've used to make the money that I've made online. Days 6 through 10, you're going to set up your Canva account, and you're going to start familiarizing yourself with the platform. This is where you'll find your design for your first digital product. I don't want you to overthink it. Right? If you don't already have a Canva account, just go ahead and create the Canva account from in days 6 through 10. Okay. Also in your Done For You digital bundle, you already have 30,000 digital products that have already been created for you. So if you are not a creative person, you can use one of the Done For You digital products. There are workbooks, there are courses, there are ebooks, there are planners, there are journals. everything you can think of already done for you within your Done For You digital bundle. You can also use those digital products and you can sell them for 100% of the profit if that's what you chose to do. You can also use them as a lead magnet as well. So there are tons of options for you to make money from the online space without having to actually create the digital product if you don't want to. All right, so that's day 6 through 10. Day 11 through 15, you're going to choose the platform that you're going to sell on. So is it going to be Stand Store? Is it going to be Beacons? Is it going to be Gumroad? I specifically use Stand Store now. I have used Beacons in the past. I like Beacons, right? But I am liking Stand Store more than Beacons for some reason. But it's entirely up to you. They have PayHip, Gumroad. There's so many that you can choose from. So day 16 through 20, you're going to start building your audience on one platform. Okay. You guys know that I always suggest the rule of one. You may not know this if you're not in my community, but if you are in my community, you have heard me say this before. The rule of one, the rule of one. One problem, one platform, one target person, right? So choose whether you're going to do YouTube, Instagram, whether you're going to podcast, whatever. Just choose one platform, whatever your target person is. That's where you want to be. In your starting from scratch ebook, in your Done For You bundle, it does give you a ChatGPT prompt that you can plug in so that you can figure out where your specific target audience hangs out the most. Days 21 through 25, you are going to create your freebie. Now, again, you don't have to create the freebie if you choose not to, because you can use any of the 30,000 Done For You digital products as a freebie, right? Or as a low ticket offer to start. But now that you already have your freebie or your low ticket offer, I want you to start building your email list, right? So that you can start sending out your sequence, so that you can start nurturing your target person in the back end until you are able to drop your offer, right? The goal is to get as many people on that email list as possible, right? This is all strategy, and email marketing and marketing in general, what I've learned is a numbers game. Right? There are things like conversion rates and things like that. So the more people you get on your list, the more opportunity you have to convert. Those days 26 through 30 is launch days, right? So now that you have begun building your community, you have identified your niche, you have identified your target person, you know exactly what platform you're going to be posting on, you know what digital product you're going to be offering as a freebie or a lead magnet. All of that is set up. Now it is time for you to start posting content and to start launching, slowly dripping out your digital product. This is what it looks like inside of your beginner's digital bundle. These are all of the resources that you gain access to. You also gain access to the Royal Business Academy that has over 45,000 members. The information that is within this community is absolutely insane. If you look at the wins, I just got my level 3. My brand made $1,248 in 3 months. I made a sale while folding laundry. We are in this community winning. If you go into the classroom, there are tons of different modules that you can take advantage of. I especially love the business courses because it gives you over 100 business courses that you can start from all different kinds of niches. And also, I love the PLR Vault that comes with over 20,000 Done For You digital products. In addition to your content is already created for you as well. So when you get access to your beginners bundle, you also get access to RBA as well. Click the link in my bio, it will bring you here. As you can see, these are the Done For You beginner bundles. You have options to join without mentorship, or you can join with mentorship. That's it for me, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found this video helpful. I want you to go out there and start. Don't just watch another video and collect information. Actually put action into the things that you say that you want. We meet with the community next week. Thursday, I believe it's the 22nd. So I definitely want to see you inside. But if I don't, I will most certainly see you on the next video. Bye, guys.